couple of years ago, I was the proud owner of a business that I'd grown to hate. On paper, everything was working. Money was good, clients were good, but I was done. I was burnt out, I was fried, I was over it. Not because the business was broken, just because I was doing the wrong job. The problem wasn't the business at all. It was that I was accidentally playing CEO when I'm wired to be a founder. Since then, I've helped dozens of $1 million coaches to do the same and get their mojo back. If this has been an issue for you, this is going to be crazy helpful. So today, let's unpack the real difference between the CEO and the founder, the maker and the manager. We'll talk about why makers get bored and why managers get burnt. We'll talk about how to reset your role and your calendar fast and the simple 3x3 strategy I use to stay in my lane, love my work, and grow my business all at the same time. So there's two roles that are both critically important in your business. There's a founder and a CEO, a maker and a manager. And the problem is that coaches get confused, they get sucked into wearing both hats, and that's the trap. Let me show you what I mean. So let's talk about the role of a founder and the role of the CEO. They're two distinct roles. Your business needs both, but it's important to know which one's you and which one's not you. We've got founder and we've got CEO, and they're completely different jobs. The founder's job effectively is the maker. And the CEO's job is really managerial. And these two forces, are about different things. The maker's job, the founder's job is innovation. And that's what they bring to the market. It's why so many founders make great salespeople, great marketers, great product designers, is because they're innovating. The CEO's job, the manager's job, really is to bring stability to all that. These guys are more pirate than Navy. These guys are more Navy than pirate, and that's the tension. So what's the job? What's the difference? Well, here's the thing. Let's do the founder's job first. Founder's job is threefold. Firstly, it's vision. You notice they overlap at vision. The founder sets vision, creates vision. The CEO's job is to execute vision. So this is create, this is execute. The founder's next two jobs are really the things which will show up day to day, week to week in your calendar if you're doing this right. Founder's core job is to create and to communicate. So what are you creating? What are you communicating? Well, your job's to create solutions to problems. And so you're always looking for what's the most important project-focused task for the business, but you've got to balance that with also what's the most interesting. Because if you've been doing the business for as long as I have, like I bet I'm 15, 16 years in, if it's always just the most important and there's no interesting, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, right? So that's the create. You're working on what's most important. What do the clients need? What does the business need? What does the market need? And then communicating that both internally to team, to clients, and externally to the marketplace. So that's your core job, or a founder's core job. On the flip side, the CEO's job is really execute vision, manage people, and be a good steward over cash. So here's the thing. When you look at this, if you're anything like me, instantly you lean one way or the other. And there's no right or wrong. Your business needs both. The problem is when a CEO is wearing both hats and struggles to inject enough risk to be a founder, or where a founder is getting bogged down in management stuff. So this is the model. I want you to look at this right now and just go, which one of these is most naturally me? And then when we get back over here, we'll talk about how's that showing up day to day. So I was accidentally wearing both hats until I read this article by Jason Fried called Founder and CEO is kind of a BS title. And he said this, I think it's killer. He goes, the founder keeps the business alive by almost killing it, injecting risk. Whereas the CEO keeps the business alive by stopping it from doing anything dumb. They're opposite energies. One injects risk and the other avoids it. That's why if you're trying to play both roles, founder and CEO, you're doing neither of them well and you're suffering for it. So it's these contrasting forces between innovation and stability. Founders pull it up, CEOs pull it down. Your business needs both. But here's the thing. You probably only love one and you're doing both. So here's the punchline. Your job isn't to balance both of these energies in your role. It's to pick a side and backfill the other. So in your bones, you probably know I'm more maker or I'm more manager. I'm more founder, more CEO. Cool. But saying it out loud and identifying as one is completely different to having that be your daily experience. Truth is your calendar never lies. Are you solving fun problems? Are you creating and communicating? Or are you trapped in meetings about stuff you hate? 2 weeks ago, I was coaching an amazing couple, husband and wife. He's more the manager, she's the maker, but she doesn't trust that the business will run unless she's hands-on in it. And finally, exasperated, he just said, listen, if you could spend 4 hours a week creating content for our ads and socials, the business would double, even if you did nothing else. Super clear. Get in your maker world and you'll make a huge difference. But here's the crazy thing. Most founders drift into manager mode, not because the business needs it, but because they stay there out of habit or guilt or ego. And that's when the resentment kicks in. Okay, so let's get practical. Here's how to get your time back and get you into your sweet spot role. The truth is that makers and managers have completely different kinds of calendars. And that's what we're going to set up for you right now. See, makers need space and managers need structure. There's an old article by Paul Graham that says that managers live in meetings and makers live in blocks. See, there's 2 different ways you can spend an hour. You can spend an hour in 4 15-minute chunks doing 4 different activities. That's completely different to 1 hour focused on deep work. See, managers live in meetings, but makers work in blocks. You can't create magic in a 15-minute window. So here's your 3-part maker reset. First, block the time. In my calendar, 3 days a week, there's 3 hours of maker time. No meetings, no noise, just me, some windows and markers to create and think. Number 2, solve fun problems. Your job's to find 3 juicy things that the business or your clients are wrestling with and then go deep. Number 3, shout out to Austin Kleon, show your work. This is big. Your job's not just to make stuff, it's to communicate. Remember, your job is to create and communicate. So once you pick your 3 problems and you've built a solution, communicate it to your team. Get them excited. To your clients, get them excited. To the market, get them excited. That's your job. Create and communicate. If it's not abundantly clear, your genius is wasted in Slack. Get it back on paper and then out there into the world. So we've talked about how to reclaim your maker role, if that's your sweet spot. But what about the other side? Even if you reclaim your maker role, there's a catch. If you don't set up the CEO role, you'll get bored, you'll sabotage your team, and you'll break things just to feel useful. Or frankly, things will just fall apart because no one's doing the stuff that you've just moved away from. Happens every single time. Number 1, replace the role. It could be an EA, could be a head of ops, could be a full CEO. It doesn't really matter. What matters is that it's not you. Number 2, remove yourself out of the meetings that you're currently ruining. I used to hate our weekly meeting, and then I realized it was a manager meeting and I'm a maker. So I don't need to go. I just stopped attending. And without my distraction, the team just got on with stuff and things got better. You want to separate the tactical from the strategic. Be in the one where you add the value, not in the one where you derail the agenda. Number 3, you want to become the consultant to your team, not the bottleneck that's holding them back. So just like Dan Martell's talked about with 10-80-10, you want to jump in the first 10%, set the direction. I like to jump in again at about 60% to make sure it's on track and then trust the team to finish it off. Speak last, add value, and never leave with homework. You're the Teflon Don. Remember, makers don't need recurring meetings with a set agenda and all the people. We just like to jam on stuff that matters when it matters with the people who are actually going to add some value. So do that instead. So if you're starting to feel the weight on your shoulders that it's starting to get heavy and you're not at $1 million a year yet, check out the $1 Million Plan. It's down below. It's the cleanest, clearest path I've ever built to get people to 7 figures in a way that feels great. And as the business gets bigger, your life gets better. If you're already over $1 million, if you're ambitious and you're generous and you want to be in a room with smart cats who are playing this game in their founder role, DM me the word Wilbury on Instagram. Spelling's on the screen. I'll send you a quick message about how Boardroom works. It's capped at 100 people. Depending on when you're watching this, we might have a spot open, we might be shut right now, but we'll put you on the wait list to make sure that you're first to know about what's going on. So like I said, a couple of years ago, I was ready to burn it all down. I was burnt, it was fried, it all felt heavy. But it wasn't the business's problem, it was me. I was just in the wrong job. And since I'm back in the right job, life is fun again, business is nimble again, and we're moving and grooving and growing like crazy. Listen, if you watch this and you know in your gut that something's out of whack, fix it. Whether you do it with me or someone else or on your own, I don't mind, but fix it. If you're a founder stuck playing CEO, that's the reason you're not growing as fast as you want. Let's get that fixed. Love you heaps. Talk to you soon.